However, at that moment, a hand steadily caught it. This person was the male protagonist. Rafi was about to check the situation, but unexpectedly, the green-haired man not only didn't apologize, but became even more arrogant. The merchant guild had come to request guidance, but it turned out that the knight's order was the one seeking advice. Seeing this, Rafi also intended to take action, but before he stepped into the arena, the male protagonist warned him to avoid looking into the green-haired man's eyes. For some reason, during the battle, everyone in the knight's order became sluggish, while the green-haired man's movements were very fast. He could only explain it to this extent. Although Rafi was somewhat confused, he chose to trust his sister. Soon the battle was about to begin. From the start, Rafi only focused on the green-haired man's feet. He was a martial arts prodigy, and unaffected by the sluggishness, the green-haired man was completely defenseless. Just when everyone felt victory was within reach, an unexpected event occurred. Because he was only staring at the ground, he didn't see a wall in front of him. The green-haired man seized this opportunity, and the defeat was truly regrettable. But there was no going back in a battle. The green-haired man won again, his words full of mockery, saying that the future holy knight was nothing special. Naya's expression clearly showed her feelings, but then that hand appeared again, indicating that he would intervene.
お見事です。最後に私にも稽古をつけてくれませんか?
The green-haired man didn't intend to fight the protagonist. Even if he won, it wouldn't be a fair victory. At his age, he should just go home and watch Peppa Pig. But the protagonist already had a plan, and he was about to expose a certain unsavory behavior. The green-haired man naturally wouldn't admit it, but hearing the protagonist tell him to examine his conscience just in case, he had no choice but to agree. He didn't care if the green-haired man cried, and his father and brother's attempts to stop him were useless. Because the protagonist insisted on fighting, the battle began. The green-haired man pretended to underestimate the protagonist, but still used his eagle claw technique as soon as the fight started. This low-level magic was completely transparent to the protagonist. Although he could have easily dispelled it, that would be too boring. He decided to only use pure swordsmanship. His skillful stance surprised everyone. Those around him were the most shocked. They had never seen the protagonist practice swordsmanship before, but the green-haired man couldn't hold back any longer. Unexpectedly, no matter which direction he attacked from, his opponent could anticipate his attacks. Even more importantly, the protagonist kept his eyes closed the entire time. This made the green-haired man doubt his own abilities. Enraged and humiliated, his attacks became even more ferocious, but it was still futile. His father and Rafi were very excited, never expecting such a prodigy to appear in their family. Meanwhile, the battle continued, but it also ended there, because the protagonist had lost his patience. Despite his reluctance, the green-haired man had to admit defeat. The protagonist elegantly lifted his skirt. Everyone regarded him as a hero. His father was as happy as a 2.5-year-old child, while the protagonist felt a sense of accomplishment.